What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Drew Dockery. Welcome to the Connectors Corner, where we build everything on kingdom business principles. I am your host, Drew Dockery. I'm a business coach, and what I do is I help sales professionals, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders get results and not leave money on the table by doing three simple things. Number one is growing your network. Number two is monetizing your relationships. And number three is making proper connections. I am also the author of a book called The Connector's Handbook. Wrote it about 4 years ago. If you don't have it, you definitely need a copy of that so you know how to move and groove while you're in those rooms of greatness. Speaking of books, we actually have another book dropping July 27th. It is called Think Sales, Make Friends, Unlock Your Path to Millions from the Second Seat. Oh yeah. It's a heavy hit on, the philosophy of sales and what work you should do before you even look to sell somebody. So, I'm looking forward to the book. I'm book dropping and seeing everybody's feedback. I'm very excited about the book as well. So I hope it bless you guys' lives as much as those experiences have blessed mine. So I know it has been a very long time. Like my man Timberland said, it's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step two. Hey. So we're, handling some business now, getting back into the focus of doing what we do business-wise. And, just moving full swing. I had a 2-year break. I had to really get some things in proper perspective. Was going through some tough situations at that moment when I first originally started the company, divorce, and a lot of other things. So in that time frame, I was able to start to connect and build just some different ideas and experiences in life. So we're going to be adding some new segments to the channel, some segments I had brought up that I wasn't able to really follow through with before. We're going to be bringing those up. And the Lord has definitely blessed me. I've been blessed to start a ministry who's doing marketplace ministry where we kind of deep dive into biblical principles based on for focusing on leadership, focusing on getting the best out of yourselves. It'll be entrepreneurial. It may be for thought leaders. It may be for pastors, ministers, elders, whatever. But it's going to be some things that I'm going to put out to the marketplace as my contribution to the world. And the ministry is called Kingdom Faith Ministries. Where me and my now wife, Zoe Alexis Dockery, she is hosting Talks with Z on this channel, on the Connectors Corner, and we'll be bringing that back as well. But Kingdom Faith is our, the more spiritual side of the Connectors Corner, which is strictly business. So we needed to have two arms because I know where my experiences have come from. So we needed two arms to be able to get out the information that we've been allowed to experience and been blessed with. So we have the KFM, Kingdom Faith, is one side, and then the paid side, which is the business coaching side, and that is the Connectors Corner. So the Connectors Corner, ideally, when I created it, when it was first thought of, it was supposed to be just a place to come and get multiple facets of life's information for different experiences. So whether it was relationships, whether it was ministry, whether it was entrepreneurship, whether it was basketball, because those are the things that really excite or incite positivity in me. They really excite me to talk about those different things. No, I'm not a relationship expert, but I've had some great experiences. I actually am a mental health coach, so that is in the works. Have to figure out how that's going to fit into what we're doing here. But just having some great experiences. I've got some connections with some marriage counselors. folks who do relationship counseling, and I'll be doing interviews with them for that segment. So I haven't really thought about what that segment is going to be named. The one name I do have for it is Divorcing Jezebel, as a segment that may be kind of, I don't know how that's going to take, but I want to see what everybody's thoughts is. And it's not based on, it's not focused on me divorcing somebody, but it is a person divorcing the spirit of somebody who is trying to control, because Jezebel is not just a female. I actually did Bible study for KFM talking about Jezebel and how she pretty much tried to control who she was connected to, and that is what gave her power. And because of that, she started to step into lanes that really wasn't designed for her as a female. So but the spirit of Jezebel is just something that we see prevalent in relationships daily now, and I think it needs to be talked about. So Divorcing Jezebel will be a segment. We'll be bringing back Talks with Z as a segment. We're going to keep our monologues and dialogues as far as business coaching for the Connectors Corner podcast. That is a segment. We're also going to be getting back to the bag talk, because I've got some interesting friends that I've never actually had the chance to introduce you guys to. So that'll be a segment as well. Bag talk will always be a segment. The KFM segment will be ministry. And it's just time to get to work. You know, my pastor has been on me heavy, like, yo, you need to get back to doing some stuff. So, and spiritually, you know, I've been dealing with some things about how to really get this out into the marketplace. At this point, I'm not really looking to get paid from most of the stuff that I'm doing. If it happens, that's a blessing, and I'm happy about it. But excuse me, that is not the focus. The focus is just releasing the information and seeing how we can be helpful to other folks. Now, for the business side, yes, that is a paid thing. So I'm sure eventually I'll be making some more money on that, especially with the new book dropping. So I just wanted to come to you guys and give you that information, and just talk about what's upcoming, what's to come, what we're going to be doing. And collaboratively, I would like to start getting into doing some live seminars, doing some live events, networking events, training events, where we can all come to the same place and kind of work on some of those skills that I teach about on the Connectors Corner. So with that being said, one thing I really thought about a lot and handled a lot this past 2 years, I think it was a major key for what it is that I do as a business coach. And I've really got firsthand experiences on partnership. So today, I want to briefly just touch on the idea of partnership. What is partnership to you? How do you handle your partnerships? To me, I believe partnerships are going to cover you in many different ways. Scripturally, it talks about being connected with people having like mind. It talks about how could two walk together except they be agreed. So you have to have like mind. You have to have similar goals and at least the same values and foundation, thought processing. Over the last 2 years, I've seen some very key relationships and friendships come to an end. And sometimes it's people just growing apart. Sometimes it's people really feeling, I would say, in one way or another, feeling slighted by whoever they're connected to. And in the last 2 years, as I've leaned into ministry heavily and seeing it in business, I really start to see that people don't understand partnership the way they should. Partnership is not for you to be abused. Friendships aren't designed for you to be abused. In the scripture, it talks about a man leaving somewhere, and you know, he was injured, and somebody asked him, well, where did you get those wounds? And the man said, I got them in the house of my friend. It's tough when you really don't know who to trust or how to connect or trust somebody or how to partner with someone for whatever the endeavor is. But I think that is something that people have to learn as far as cultivating relationships. That comes with who you are, your maturity level, and, you know, as a person, who you're becoming. I believe that partnerships should be leveraged. But again, that does not give you the green light to abuse. So I take partnerships very seriously. I don't expect you to bring exactly what I bring to the table for this friendship or friendship/partnership to work. But I do value you on certain levels. And I believe that I bring a certain level of value to you as well. So in the real estate space, I don't know if you guys remember me letting you know I do dabble in real estate from time to time. So in the real estate space, what you find is, you know, you'll have people who can do one or the other. Some people can negotiate great. And that taps into something I trained on years ago called the laws of negotiation. You can either get price or you can get terms, but you shouldn't get both. If you get both, then it becomes not a negotiation, it becomes usury. You tap into a level of abuse because now you're abusing your authority in this situation. So when it comes to partnerships, it's typically the same way to me. When it comes to friendships, I look at them the same way. You're going to bring value to me on a certain level. I'm going to bring value to you on a certain level. And it's for us to decide what level of value is the most important. What value do I bring to the table that makes us able to work together and do deals together or do business together, and it actually be beneficial for the both of us and not just, you know, you getting screwed or me getting screwed on a situation. So in real estate, sometimes you bring the money to the table. Maybe you're the person with the money or you're the person with the credit, and the other person finds the deals. Or the other person knows how to find the deal, but they can't close them. And I've got some great friendships like that. Like my boy, Mike Dove. Like, I mean, that's my guy. That's my guy. So even from day one, though, he's always been able to just have deals fall in his lap. And to help him do that and us working together, I was always the closer for him. So that was the reason why our relationship as far as friends and business became very profitable. Because we were always able to open and close deals, and we knew where our value was, and we're friends, so we understand. I'm not gonna step out that lane to find no deal. I'll do what I can, obviously, to help, you know, find deals, and we've always done that. So that's always been our arrangement, and at this point, it's been almost 10 years. So just having that perspective, understanding that we're able to do a lot of business together. Love my guy. That's my guy. Him and his wife are a beautiful couple. His wife is actually a drummer. She dope. I took him to my friend's restaurant called Je ne sais quoi before they sold it. And they had live music in there. They even let her get on the kick and kick a little bit. I'm like, go ahead. But she's a beast at drums. I'm, as a fellow drummer, I definitely can enjoy somebody who can play a little bit, and for her to come through and they let her hop on the kit, super confident, she rocked out. It was dope. But yeah, anyway, the partnership part of our friendship is very good because it makes that dynamic work. So the question I have for y'all today is, what partnerships do you have or friendships do you have that actually brings value to you or you add value to, and it works the way it's supposed to work? Now, I will give a little bit of information about my experiences and some other folks I know who've been married. When you're tied to the wrong person, a lot of times they become a weight They become somebody who holds you back or keeps you down, not allowing you to develop and grow and be all that God has called you to be. So a lot of times it becomes an issue. So I want you to really think about that. What relationships or partnerships are you connected to or are you in that are beneficial to you? Like even, I would say even ministry. I don't want to just connect with just anybody for ministry. Now, the Bible does say, know those who labor among you. That is something I teach in my coaching course as well. When we do the mastermind course, I teach that heavy in that, because now that allows you to create partnerships with people at certain points, because at an appointed time, they may be important to what you're trying to do, or you may be important to what they're trying to do, and you both can benefit from connecting and doing business together. This right here has been the holy grail, the blueprint, if you will, for so many entrepreneurs and business professionals looking for success from their efforts and their endeavors. We even did a few podcasts as well, seminars too. And you can still get this book at theconnectorscorner.com. But this is phase 2. Think sales, make friends, unlock your path to millions from the second seat. You see, I've learned a few things as a business coach over the last few years, and it has been very successful in getting folks the results they deserve. Hit the link below, get the secrets inside. So ministry, I feel the same way. We may not like each other or bang with each other from Jump Street, but there is a set and appointed time where that person may be of value to you and you may be of value to them. Scripturally, I think it was Paul. He was teaching some of the younger guys coming up in ministry. And at one point, him and one guy he was connected to, they went separate ways because they disagreed on certain aspects of ministry. So a period of time, they were, doing things on their own separately. And then it got to a point where he was like, okay, well, I'm calling you for us to come back and meet up. He wrote a letter to this gentleman. Let's get back together. Let's connect back together and bring such and such, who I told you to keep away from you before, but bring them now, because now they are profitable for ministry. So it's still about profit. It's still about gain. It's still about getting results. It's still about not leaving money on the table. What can we do now that you've gained some skill? What can we do now that you've gained some experience in whatever it is that we endeavor to do? And business wise, that's very key. I can't be locked in with somebody who isn't valuable to the marketplace. As Jim Rome would say, everybody has value in the sight of God. Yes, we're all valuable, but what is your value to the marketplace? The marketplace being whatever it is, or whatever industry we're a part of, or whatever we're doing in that moment. What is your value to this? What is your value to this real estate deal? What is your value to this ministry? What is your value to this business? What is your value to this company? Are you an asset or a liability? That is the two, that question has to be answered, and people have to be categorized, unfortunately. Again, with the relationship piece, a lot of women, no offense, ladies, I got a lot of female friends. I love y'all to death. My wife is awesome. A lot of women, though, walk around thinking they're assets, when in actuality, their mindset is a liability. So you are destroying the things that you touch. And the Bible says a wise woman builds her house and a foolish woman plucketh it down. So if you're not building anything properly and everything that you're a part of, you're tearing it down because you want it the way that you want it for whatever reason, you might be a liability. Unfortunately, you might be a liability. And that's the same thing when it comes to business. You have to really take inventory on who you're connected to. One of my old business coaches would tell me all the time, Jared Wilkins, he would say, who you're connected to is taking you somewhere. They're taking you on a journey. They're taking you a certain place. You have to be aware of the fact of whether you want to go to this place that they're trying to take you or not. Because it's all about the partnerships, the value of the partnerships. What value are you bringing to this partnership? What value are you bringing to this friendship? So, yeah, I've lost some friends, and, some of us reconciled and reconnected. Maybe we won't ever be that cool again. Who knows? That's not for me to say. In those moments, though, I was hurt because it was more so fear. You're afraid of my value in this partnership or in this friendship. I could be valuable to you, but you can't cap my value and expect me to stick around with me not being able to reach my full potential, because I'm only valuable to you as long as I stay small. Whew, man, I didn't even want to go this deep. I can be more valuable to you, but you can't be so, I would say, threatened by my success or my ability to do greater or be better, that you don't handle my value right. And understanding your value and what you bring to the table, that does not mean having an overinflated ego. That does not mean making it seem as if you're better than everybody else. It does not mean that you get the right to flaunt what you think you have up over somebody else, because sometimes people are just pacifying who you are because they like you as a person. They may be cool with you. They may dig you as a friend, and they're pacifying your inability to do certain things that you think is valuable. You may be valuable in this area. Oh, I did this, and I you should be happy. No. You should be doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. In other words, the way you want things done for you and you would do for yourself, you have to think in terms of the same to other people. If I don't, every gift is not just the thought that counts. No, put some thought into it. Father's Day just passed not too long ago. We was joking around, me and what I call him Brother Chairman. But he's the chairman of our finance department at our church, and we were joking around for Father's Day. When we walked in, it looked real gloomy, looked like a regular church day, right? So we like, hey, where the balloons? Where the streamers? Where all the stuff for the fathers? And they was like, well, we didn't think y'all liked that stuff. We like flowers. I take a rose on Father's Day. Don't buy me no more ties. I don't need no ties, because the ties that people get you, they're gonna be ugly. They're not putting in no efforts for the ties, and the ties I buy for myself is expensive. Case in point, I don't, even for birthday gifts with friends that I was buying birthday gifts for, I wouldn't buy you anything less than what I know you would like and what I would actually want done for me. So if it's something that I do for you, I'm doing it to the best of my ability. And even biblically, it's right to do so, because you want to do as if you're doing unto the Lord. It's a form of not worship to the person, but you're letting your spiritual father know, like, hey, I appreciate this person or this relationship or this partnership so much. I'm going to give this much, or I'll give this much effort. I'll give this much resource. I'll give this much whatever to this situation. And that is pleasing to God on a certain level. That's my belief. I'm not here to preach religion. Like I tell y'all before, I tell y'all all the time, it's not about preaching religion. It's about taking those principles out and using those principles for the benefit and gain to be stronger and more knowledgeable and have more wisdom to be able to pursue and do the things that you want to do. So I got friends that are Jewish. I got friends that are Muslim. Yeah, we're going to have these conversations because it's all about the principle. It's not about, well, at least this conversation is not about your religious beliefs. It's not about that. It's strictly about finding principles in scripture, pulling them out, and seeing how we can apply them to our lives to be better. But that being valuable as a partner, you want to be valuable. So how can you be valuable? Are you valuable to your friendships? Are you valuable to your partnerships? Are you valuable to the rooms that you're ushered into? These rooms that you get into, what value do you bring to them? I did a video a year and some change ago, talking about don't blow the deal. I had every right to set certain ramifications for the room that I'm ushering this person into, because I understand the value of what I'm bringing to you. You're not meeting with just some regular everyday employee of this company. I sit on the board. So you're meeting with the CEO of the company. And normally they would just pass you off. You would have to jump through so many hoops just to get to this person, to have a conversation with this person. But I get you in the same room and you blow it. Now that shows me where your value really is, and that tells me that your value is very low because you didn't steward the relationship properly, not just the opportunity. You didn't steward the opportunity properly, and you didn't steward the relationship properly. So now I see where your value is in this friendship or this relationship when it comes to business, this partnership with referrals or whatever. I can't trust you on that level. We talk about it in sports all the time. Know your team. Know who you're passing the ball to. Know who you're giving the ball to. You got to know who they are and what they're capable of. If they're not capable of shooting the 3-ball and knocking it down, I'm not passing you the ball at the 3-point line. You're going to have to go to the block. Get it on the block. Go to the paint. Get you a layup. Catch it and go right up with it. Don't even dribble that thing. You're going to have to get right to it. And that is understanding value. You have to be a person who can understand certain levels of value with the people that you're connecting to for whatever reason you're connecting. If you're in the ministry space, it's that. If it's real estate, it's that. If it's sales, it's that. Know your value and know the value that they bring to you in this particular situation as well. So with that being said, I'm glad we had a chance to have this conversation. I have missed you guys quite a bit. My goodness, this is going to be an exciting year. And we have a lot of things to talk about coming up. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to work with you guys. Excited to see what comes of, what's going on next. If you're in Buffalo, you're in Western New York area, we're going to start doing some networking events. I mentioned that earlier. Yesterday, I just went to a networking event for a gentleman I think I'm going to have on the show as Bag Talk for Bag Talk. His name is Steve Umstead. It's my guy. Known him for a little over 10 years. Maybe just about 10 years, but he's been a steady dude all the way through. He's been real. He's been upfront. And I feel like the world needs to kind of get to understand his story because he's somebody I respect and I see as a master connector. So with that being said, I'm glad you guys were able to tune in. Do me a favor, like, share, comment below, and let's grow the following on this channel, man. I need y'all help. I can't do it without y'all, so let me know what's good. Share some of these clips with some folks. Check me out on social media. I'll put the links and all that in the details for the video. Like I tell you guys all the time, dream bigger, believe better, and expect greater. I'll see y'all at the top.